Hey everybody, hope you're doing good on this Friday. I have been gone for a while, haven't done a whole lot of Facebook Lives recently. Been pretty busy with stuff, all kinds of things going on to do with branding and life, and got to do some fun projects, really kind of diverse group of projects. I've done stuff for real estate agents in Connecticut to luxury home magazines that I'm working on right now, and universities in New York, and been a really fun journey these last couple of weeks. Quite the adventure, and so I thought I wanted to get on. I just got off of an interview for a summit that's coming up, and pretty pumped about it. So I couldn't kind of come down from my mind just going. Bzzz. And so I thought I would take some time to share some thoughts with you. And specifically when it comes to what if your brand was a superhero. And so if you're watching, I'd love to know. I am using Ecamm Live, and so I'm able to see your comments as you throw them down. And if you have any questions, happy to answer those if I can. And so throw down your questions. I'll pop them up on the screen. We'll talk it through. And I would love to hear from you. Also trying out this new lighting setup. Kind of excited about it, but it's kind of a little too much. I've got a softbox up here that is kind of huge and like right there. And I'm trying to find a way to simplify some of this lighting. And I've got two LED lights shining on the background with a blue cast, trying to separate myself from the background and make it a little more interesting. Plus, it's kind of cluttered there because I love books and I love stuff. And so it's kind of back there eating up stuff. So let me talk to you about branding. And when it comes specifically to your brand, let's use superheroes. As you can see, I love superheroes. I'm all about the superheroes. I'm a huge fan of superheroes, and not a super geek about them. Like, I couldn't tell you what happened in comic book 72 in this series of blah, blah, blah. But I do love superheroes. So I want to ask you a couple of questions when it comes to your brand. And it's important for you to kind of define these when it comes to your brand so you can have a healthier way of doing things. So when it comes to your brand, first question I want to ask you is, what is your superpower? Have you clearly articulated what your superpower is? Like, why choose you? Like, why are you the best hero for the job? Why are you the best person for the problem that I'm having? Until you kind of have a clear understanding of what makes you different, what your superpower is, it's going to be kind of hard to differentiate yourself there in the marketplace. People won't know why they should go to you above somebody else. You've noticed a lot of superheroes have very different powers, and they're called upon for several, for different tasks because, you don't want the Flash underwater. You have Aquaman for that, or Aquaman, as some people like to say. So the question is, what is your superpower? Have you taken time to clearly articulate that? What makes you different? What is the X factor of your brand? How do you do things differently? How do you say things differently? How do you solve things differently from those that are also in the marketplace doing the things that you're doing? And so I want to challenge you, take some time, grab a piece of paper, open up a document, and start documenting how am I different to the competition. And until you can do that, you're going to kind of be generic. You're going to be vanilla. You're going to be, nobody's going to care about you. You're going to be irrelevant. And so taking some time to say, okay, here's my competition. Here's who's kind of like me, but you know what? I'm different because of this. And a lot of times that happens in brands to differentiate themselves from other brands. Remember the commercials from Apple several years ago where it was, hi, I'm a Mac and I'm a PC. And Apple differentiated themselves from PCs by saying, okay, here's the dorky suit, frumpy kind of guy. These are Windows computers. That's what they're like. But us, we're the cool guy. We're the hoodie wearing, jeans and sneaker wearing cool guy. And so they immediately differentiated themselves and said, hey, we're not dorky, we're cool. And so they immediately would try to position themselves as the cool company coming out of a slump to where they nearly didn't exist. Can you imagine a world without Apple? And so they differentiated themselves. So first of all, what is your superpower? Have you clearly defined that? and made sure that people understand what that is that makes you different. Second thing, and if this is good, if you're liking us, throw down some thumbs up, throw down some comments. I would really love your feedback on this. So, second thing is, who's your nemesis? Like, who are you fighting against, or what are you fighting against? And so, it doesn't necessarily have to be a literal who. It can be a what. Are you fighting against unhealthiness? Are you fighting against mental unhealthiness? Are you fighting against spiritual unhealthiness? Are you fighting against poverty? Are you fighting against what are you like? What's your nemesis? What are you in existence for? What are you fighting against? And so every superhero has a very clear villain, and sometimes they have multiple villains. And it's very clear that this hero with this power is fighting against this kind of villain. And so when it comes to your brand, have you clearly defined what the villain is that you're fighting against? What are you trying to help people to battle against? Maybe it's the same villain that other people are saying, do you know what? I face these same issues. I face issues with my mindset. I face issues with broken down equipment. I face issues with not being able to make enough money. I face issues with spirituality. I'm just not in a good place, and I need somebody to help me fight that battle that I keep having of not being able to get where I want to go. Who is the nemesis? Who is the nemesis that you are fighting against as a brand? So once you clearly define that, you'll find people that will gravitate to that and say, oh my goodness, that's the villain that I want to take care of in my life. That's the nemesis that I face on a daily basis. My business faces on a regular basis. That's the nemesis that I need somebody to help me with. And so clearly define what your nemesis is. The third thing is, hope you guys are enjoying this. The third thing is, what is your kryptonite? What are your weaknesses? We don't like to talk about this, of course, because we don't have weaknesses, because we're superheroes. The truth is, we all have weaknesses. There are things that we just don't do well. So here's the thing. You've got to understand that, and you've got to clarify that, and you've got to write that down, and you've got to be willing to say, do you know what? I don't do that. Because what's going to happen sometimes is whatever industry you're in, you're going to have people that are going to want you to do things that you're really not good at. And then you fail, or you underdeliver, or you whatever the case may be, and then your brand suffers from it. And so you've got to be clear about, here's my kryptonite. Here's the stuff that I just don't do. Here's where I'm super at. Here's the nemesis that I will absolutely help you fight. But here's the thing that I'm not going to do. I'm not going to, I'm a mechanic, but I'm not going to fix your air conditioner. I'm a designer, but I'm not going to do your copywriting, and I'm not going to do your proofreading. I am a coach. I am a mindset coach. I'm not going to help you get a workout together. And so you've got to be super clear on your kryptonite, the thing that you're weak at, the thing that weakens you, and be willing to say, do you know what? I recognize that. I acknowledge that. And I am not going to pursue that. Fourth thing in your superpower and your super brand is, what is your metropolis? Superman had a metropolis. That was where he hung out. Every superhero has a place that they serve and help. Batman had Gotham. Superman had Metropolis. Where is your ideal place as a brand that you're going to thrive in? And this is understanding your audience, and this is understanding your audience's needs. What are some of their problems that they have? What are some of the aspirations that they have? And so clarify with your brand, when it comes to your brand, clarify what your metropolis is. What is your ideal place of helping and serving and making a difference? And so once you find that, you'll be able to make sure that you're copywriting, make sure that you're branding, make sure that everything that you say and do is consistent with reaching that audience that you are trying to reach. So hope that's helped you guys out. I'm going to keep this short. I am just at 9 minutes and 30 something seconds. And so if you have any questions, would love to hear it. If not, I am going to go. But hopefully this has helped you out. When it comes to your brand, if you want to be a super brand, 4 things you need to do: define your superpower, identify your nemesis, recognize your kryptonite, and find your metropolis. Hope that has helped you guys out. Have an amazing day. It's good to be back, trying out some new equipment here. Hopefully, it's coming across well. And you guys have an amazing weekend, and we'll talk to you later. Bye bye.